Hey everyone, it's Brian Porter with Porter Pickups. Welcome to our Tone Tips video series. Today we're going to be talking about semi-hollow guitars, how to recognize a good semi-hollow guitar, maybe some symptoms of semi-hollow guitar sound, and how you can find a good set of pickups to replace in those semi-hollow guitars. So we're going to go over some generic options, some specific things about semi-hollows that we like and maybe that we want to try to correct with a set of pickups. And we're going to show you what we did with one of our shop semi-hollows to bring a little bit more life into it. So let's talk about the guitar that we worked on, and let's talk about some things that we noticed about this specific guitar that are kind of characteristics of a lot of semi-hollows in the first place. Now, you may have a semi-hollow that doesn't have these characteristics, but if you notice some of the things about your semi-hollow that we're going to be talking about, maybe it's a good candidate for replacing the pickups. So let's talk about this guitar that we've got. All right, so the guitar that we're going to be talking about today is this Eastman semi-hollow guitar. It's got a Bigsby on it. Very nice 335 style design. Fantastic construction, plays really well. Setup's good on it. We picked it up for a great price, and this guitar now has kind of become a tester bed for our pickups and how they work in semi-hollows. So a lot of semi-hollows are becoming more affordable and more available in different types. So there's more semi-hollows hitting the market every single day. And a lot of people are left with kind of some empty sounding pickups in a lot of them. Or in this case, sometimes your neck pickup is overly booming and your bridge pickup is really bright or thin. Sometimes that doesn't sound quite right. So oftentimes I see in semi-hollows, and this is just a generic characterization of a semi-hollow, but oftentimes I feel like they are too dark and muddy stock. So sometimes they just have too much mud in them. Obviously they were used for jazz a lot, still are used for jazz a lot, but we're seeing other styles being played on semi-hollows now. And so the way that we like to look at it is, what can we do with the platform to take some of the things away that we don't like about them? So this particular guitar was very symptomatic of semi-hollows. It had some boomy sounds to it, a little bit muddy with the stock pickups. It just felt like we were missing clarity. And a lot of times in the way that we approach pickups is clarity is king for us. And so we want to make sure that we start with a clear platform, and then you can add in some tone. You can color that in your pedal board or your amp or your tone knobs. If you don't have that from your original source of sound, which is the pickups themselves, you're not going to be able to kind of recapture some of that clarity. Now, you could change your amp and some things to kind of bring some of that clarity back, but we like to start from the pickups because everything else can create a very cool flavor of that original sound. So this particular guitar, we put in our wide range humbuckers, and I'll move it over here to a chair, and I'll show you the wide range humbuckers up close. And then we'll talk about why we chose our wide range humbuckers for this particular guitar. And after that, we'll jump into some sound samples. But let's talk about these pickups and show you a little more up close. From this angle on the camera, they look like regular humbuckers, but let's zoom in and take a look at what's going on with it. Okay, so zooming in on the pickups, you can see our WRH, we call it, which is our wide range pickups in a humbucker platform. We also make these in the full size. If you've watched some of our videos, we've done some of features on these pickups, more recently the full-size version of the wide range. But what's cool about these is they are actually the same pickups underneath the hood. If you also look back through our old videos, we do have some kind of under the hood construction of these, so we won't really get into that. But as you can see, we've got Alnico pole pieces, so we don't have regular adjustable pole pieces like a humbucker. So essentially these are two like Alnico single coils wired together. Now on the side of the pickups where you don't see the poles, we have basically a stagger created there, so it's flat on one side and raised on the other side, which creates that wide range effect with the cover. Now, the thing we like about these is they're still humbucking, but they also have some clarity. They also have still some thickness because of the overwound that we do with them, but they've got a really great sound. They've got some of that clarity that we were talking about in the beginning of the video, wanting to bring those back into the equation. So that's what we did with this guitar. So let's jump over and play a little bit of clean chords on here so you can kind of hear how these pickups work with this particular guitar. right, so that was some clean sounds of the WRH in this semi-hollow guitar. If you like those, we're going to put a link to the product page for those as well. I just want to mention as well, if you're looking for different sounds and you don't like particularly the wide range look or the design, there's other things that we can do with different types of pickups. So we can do low whine versions. We can do our H90, which is a single coil in a humbucker case. We also have our ricochets. We have a ton of options within that platform. So the best way to do that is just to start with what you like about your guitar, maybe what you feel like is missing, and then we can come up with a custom tailored set for that. So this particular guitar really worked well with the WRH, really sounded great, brought some of that clean, some of that sparkle back into the guitar, and it allows us to use different amps all the way across the spectrum from like a Bassman style to a Vox style, and it just shines pretty well with any of those platforms. So thanks so much for watching our Tone Tips video series. We appreciate your support as we head into the summer of 2021. You guys are awesome. We do appreciate your business. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below, and thanks so much for watching.